well, but I also know that you haven't eaten for a week, so here's some food, or like, here's some socks or a blanket or something, or can I drive you somewhere, and, you know, like all that sort of stuff as well. Yeah. And most of the police officers I've come across are the same.
A little bit
really
of kindness.
Caring people.
Yeah.
Which is why they end up with PTSD, because they really care.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't care, they wouldn't be affected by any of this stuff. So the good police officers, you know, are the ones that end up more affected.
Yeah, exactly right. And so have you been to LA?
No.
So the homelessness situation there is like nothing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like you drive down a street that used to be Hollywood or something like that, and it's just tents, like either side, non-stop.
Yep.
They've got a Skid Row. It's 50 square city blocks of homelessness.
Wow.
And there's tents that have been there for years, and people around barrels, you know, just like you can imagine. And it is monstrous when you go to that. And this is the sparkling LA. And I mean, America has its problems, but we've been taking a lot of lead off America, actually.
Yeah.
And so you can see this is not too crazy of a reality for Australia in 50 to 100 years if the gap keeps growing.
Yeah.
And the disassociation between our politicians and the reality of life is something like that.
Yeah.
So I think what you guys are doing is really trying to bridge the gap between that, get the people that can help fit, ready to help, happy to do it again.
Yeah.
And if they've been through, like you see a lot of times when there's like counsellors, there are people that might have been through a drug addiction or something themselves, and they're uniquely qualified then to help.
That's right. Yeah.
And they're not going to judge because they knew what it felt like, so they can kind of unpick it.
Yep.
All right, so we need to try and find you some cash and help you out any cause you can. Is there someone that we can bombard that's, you know, the key figure that could help, or what?
Not really sure. You know, we're hoping to meet with the police minister and the shadow police minister and see what they might be able to help us with.
Yeah.
We'd love to see the Premier if we can. I mean, he's an ex-Navy guy himself.
Correct. Yeah.
So we're hoping he would really understand, you know, why we need to be ex-serving ourselves to be able to help people. I think he would get that.
Yeah. He's from Rockingham.
But he's, you know, very busy.
He's very busy, but this is critical. That's why we called you in here. This is critical things that people need to know about.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, these are the guys that are keeping the state running, right?
Yeah.
You know, the coppers are out there on the street every day. Fireys are out there putting stuff out and, looking after people and going to those same fatal. You know, there's those three services turn up to those jobs together. And that was the other thing we wanted, is that community of those three services combined, you know?
Yeah, and it has to go because, if something goes wrong, if something bad happens to you, who's coming?
Yeah, and that was, if you look at our YouTube videos, that was our whole point, was like, what if you called 000, but no one was there?
Yeah.
Like, if we don't look after these people, who's going to look after us as a community?
Yeah, exactly right. All right, Danielle, we wish you best of luck. If anyone would like to contact you, what's the best way to do that?
So we have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, so you can message us on any of those. We've got a website as well. Our email is info, like info, at soldiersandsirens.com.au, or our phone number as well is 0421 546 822.
Okay.
So you can also call us on that number.
Yeah, beautiful. Yep. All right, well, thank you very much for coming on the show, and we'll be in touch, I'm sure.
Cool. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for listening to the Stories Within Stories podcast. We hope you've enjoyed this show. For more stories like this, head to barefootmedia.co.